The cutoff grade at the mine is 125 grams silver equivalent, and we've consistently been hitting 400, 500, and 600 grams. So the drilling results are coming back with mineralization that's better than the resource grade, which is about 260, and it's better than the cutoff grade.
Hi, and welcome to the Assay TV. We are going to hear today from Silverstone Mining. And Silverstone Mining is a publicly traded silver mining company with deep exploration and resource projects in Mexico. I'm very pleased to be joined here today by Greg McKenzie, who is the Director, President and CEO of Silverstone Mining. So thank you so much for joining us today, Greg.
Thank you, Alice, and good morning to you. Happy to be here.
Great. Well, let's get straight into it. To start, perhaps you could kick us off by providing our viewers with a bit of an introduction to Silverstone as a company and talk about its San Diego project.
Sure. We have two projects. The first one that we had was San Diego, which is a very large average grade silver deposit with over 210 million ounces of silver equivalent. That's located in Durango state in Mexico. And our project that we're more focused on today is the La Parrilla project, which we acquired in partnership from First Majestic in August of 23. And we've been advancing on that project so that we can put it back in production. You can see an overview of the mine and the plant behind me. And we were looking to put that back into production in 2025.
Great, thank you. And yeah, as you've just mentioned, you completed that acquisition last year of the Parilla silver mine complex. So could you tell us a bit more about why you were interested in the project and the process for acquiring?
Sure. Our San Diego project is a great exploration project. It's very large. If it had deposit had come right to surface, it would have been mined out many years ago by a major because it's such a huge amount of silver. And the challenge with it was that it started 450 meters below surface. Now, we've, as we'll talk about, we've hit some new mineralization right at surface that might be game changer for San Diego. And in 2020 and 2021, our market cap hit $100 million just on San Diego alone, but we needed something special that we could generate cash flow from so we could be a self-sustainable company. And this is what La Parrilla provides. It was First Majestic's very first mine. They ran it for over 14 years, and it was very profitable all along. And they were able to build off of this mine and buy other projects and grow into a over $2 billion company. And so this asset, while it's very good as a starter asset for a big company, it doesn't fit their portfolio anymore. You know, they've moved on to looking at gold assets and much bigger silver projects. This mine for us will be fantastic because we'll be able to produce about 3 million ounces of silver per year, and with very good cash cost. And so it will be profitable for us and generate, we're targeting somewhere in the $25+ million range for cash flow from this mine. So it's fantastic. And you can see the infrastructure behind you. There's, First Majestic put in maybe $150 million worth of, if we had to replace that today, that's what it would cost. There's a 2,000 ton per day plant, 1,000 ton per day on the oxide circuit, and 1,000 ton per day on the sulfide circuit, and many more aspects of this La Parrilla complex that I could go into. But we'll leave it there as just an introduction.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Sounds like an exciting project. And you've started off the year with some drilling results, I believe, from that project. So would you like to talk us through those in some more detail?
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, so it just kind of follows up on the work that we started after we closed the acquisition in August. At the time, we closed a $7 million financing, and we We also put out a new 43101 resource with SRK. And immediately we embarked upon drilling. We've been drilling mostly in the Quebradillas area. And we've had 4 news releases actually out. We had one in November, beginning of the month. We had a second one in November. We had one in December, and then we had another one in January. And these drill results have been, very good. The cutoff grade at the mine is 125 grams silver equivalent, and we've consistently been hitting 400, 500, and 600 grams. So the drilling results are coming back with mineralization that's better than the resource grade, which is about 260, and it's better than the cutoff grade for economic resources at 125 grams. Our most recent drill results, as you were alluding to, came back with 1,810 grams over 14.6 meters. That's really special. Many multiples higher than the cutoff grade, and a very wide intercept. So this area is something that we will need to follow up on in 2024. It wasn't in the plan to drill a whole bunch more holes here, but we want to come back as we continue to execute our drill program in 2024.
Excellent, great, really, really positive way to start off the year for you guys. And obviously you mentioned some further drilling. What are the other next steps in terms of your plans for the project?
So we started out, after we closed the acquisition, with a 7,000 meter program. We completed just over 3,000 by year end, and so we'll finish that initial 7,000 meters by March timeframe, and then we want to immediately go into 10,000 meter program to follow up on the successes from the 7,000 meter program. Now, it's important that we want to be self-sustaining, and the way we're going to do that is by putting the asset back into production in 2025. So we needed to do all the drilling to support a restart of the mine. When First Majestic put the mine on care and maintenance in 2019, they had approximately a 2 to 3 year mine life, and so we could actually start the mine and the plant on that prior plan, but we want a more robust plan. So that means that 17,000 meters of drilling, which we're going to complete in 2024, will go into a new mine plan, and that new mine plan will support the restart of the mine in 2025.
Could you talk to us a bit about what your balance sheet and your capital structure looks like at the moment?
The balance sheet is good. We have over $4 million of cash on the balance sheet, and we're financed to complete our drilling. We have our market cap is around 50 million currently at current prices, and in terms of our debt, we have 0 debt. Our capital structure is First Majestic owning about 41% of the company, and they got those shares as part of the acquisition. Eric Sprott owns 10.5% of the company. He's a very strong supporter. And then management purchased their stock on share issuances, and we have about 4% of the company. And then a number of other institutions and retail shareholders fill out the balance of the capital structure.
Awesome, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. And some other news that you had at the end of last year. I understand the company went through a name change. Maybe you could talk to us a bit about the motivation behind that, and what your new name Silverstorm signifies for the company and its future.
So we came into the company to take over management in 2020, and it was named Golden Tag, and at the time in the history it made sense for the company because they had some gold assets in their history, but we wanted to focus on the silver. Golden Tag had the San Diego deposit, as I mentioned, with a very large, over 210 million ounces of silver equivalent. And our idea was to add quality silver assets and become essentially a pure play silver company. So it made sense once we had this acquisition completed of La Parrilla that we would rebrand ourselves to more reflect the nature of the company. So we have the San Diego deposit, huge silver resource. If it was at surface, a major would have, mined this out years ago. And then we have the La Parrilla mine and plant, which we'll put back into production in 2025. Will generate, plus $25 million of cash flow as a silver company. And interestingly, at La Parrilla, they produce about 67% of the metal is silver. And then you have 33% of the metal is lead and zinc as credits. So, usually it's 50-50 with most of the silver, lead, zinc mined on average. And this one is more rich in silver. And so that's where we get the name. Plus, my dog is named Storm. So that's where we came up with the Silver Storm.
I love that. Love it. That's great. Thank you so much. Well, yeah, as I say, it sounds like a really exciting time for the company. Maybe to round up, you could just summarize, your key takeaways for investors and any news or milestones we should be keeping an eye out for over the next few months.
So I think this is a very strong value play for investors. You have the San Diego deposit, as I mentioned, 2020, 2021, it had $100 million market cap on its own. Now we've rolled in the La Parrilla mine. We got it, First Majestic's our largest shareholder at 40%. And, and strong backing on this asset that will produce about 3 million ounces of silver per year and over $25 million of cash flow. So that's a very strong base for the company. In terms of news, we will have drilling, every 3 to 4 weeks. We will be putting out, 3, 4, 5 holes, whatever we have. And then later in the year, you'll see us start talking about the planning for the restart, which will then happen in 2025. So those are the major things. We'll be active in 2024, and we're looking forward to a very good year.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Greg. It's been great to hear about Silver Storm, and we'll be sure to keep an eye out across 2024 for any news from you guys, and we look forward to hearing more from you later in the year.
Outstanding. Thank you for your time, Alice.